But I think it's more for, for television purposes, right? To see a crowd in front of the rally. I mean, that's what
But
probably.
rallies are not televised now. It's so expensive. They're not. You just have to stick to your message. It's the advertising. It's not seeing people behind you. It's what you're telling them. Why should I vote for you? If you have a good message and they see some authenticity, they will. And taking case in point is George Urbina. They like what they heard, so they voted for him. What else? There's no other explanation. Even the BP acknowledges it on air. He says, which embarrassed me a bit. Greg did a lot of. I owe my whatever to him. Not fully, but he appreciated what I did because it's true. And it's a nice story. Before the advertising happened, they used to go around sister cities. At the airport, nobody would care about them. Nobody knew him. Okay? But when the advertising came out, people were saying, may have been a picture taking now, And to me, it's always the same. When people want to take their pictures with you, somehow you're already there, no? It's a start, no? Otherwise, kasi why should they want to have their picture taken with somebody who's a crook,
Is it such a bad thing? Media, showbiz, and politics, this perverted menage a trois, I call it. Is it good or, how bad is it for a democracy? Like us, you were saying, a young democracy.
But people are getting smarter, Notice in the last election, some of the movie stars never got elected in national positions. Cesar Montano, who else? Si Richard Gomez. Ito, if he ran. But parang mga tao bright na. They're saying, oy, hindi na pwede yan. Baka pang mayor na lang kayo, pang congressman, but hindi na senador.
So you're saying there is hope?
There is. Because nga, they're able to listen to people, discern what it's all about. And they can spot it when it's fake. They can. When they know that you're not telling the truth, or they don't like what you're saying, they can. I'll give you a case in point, and it's probably, some people will say, no, Malika, but si Pichay ran, right? He had a lot of money, spent a lot of money. Because
nothing happened.
It did resonate, Whatever message he had did not.
What message? What's a good message to send out? If I'm thinking of me now. If I'm gonna run.
You have the polls, You have the research. You can find out what is it that people are looking for, and it hasn't changed all these years. Jobs, high prices,
So it's always that.
Yeah.
Hammer.
But you've got to find a way to really address people to show that you are capable of addressing that.
My utopia is this. It's a level playing field where money in politics is controlled. So an ordinary person, he doesn't have to be a celebrity, doesn't have to be rich, doesn't have to be good looking, doesn't have to have a Spanish surname. Let's say a Diomedes Paglinawan, for example, can win and can be a senator. That's, for me, utopia. What is it for you?
Utopia? I don't get it. I mean, it's free enterprise, democracy, Why should we somehow stop people from marketing themselves, But that's life. I always say from the day you were born, when you discovered that there's a difference between girls and boys, you start selling yourself to the girl or to the boy. You put on makeup, etc. It's just like saying, okay, para equal lahat ng mga girls, okay, pareho-pareho yung uniforme natin, walang makeup, ha? Para we can choose without also, the benefit of some people are luckier than the others.
Yeah.
But it's not fair, Some, it's life. Some struggle, some will be better than you. But for you to say nga, hindi, kailangan,
That's not, it wouldn't work.
I don't think it's fair because life is all about struggle. You have to work hard, kid. Get it on the silver platter, you say, kasi wala akong pang-campaign mag-isip ka kung paano ka magka-campaign, But mo sabihin na, bawasan yung pera niya para pareho kami. So I'm for free enterprise. I'm for democracy. And democracy says, pantay in the sense that you start, parang horse race, pareho kayo ng starting point, Some will win, some will lose, So it's just like saying we should baby candidates. That's where I'm having problems there. But I understand where you're coming from, But maybe it's access to public funds. No, maybe it's I don't know what. I don't know. In the States, there is.
That's what they do in the States. Is you are given public funds.
But if you get it, you're limited to that.
Yes.
But if you don't take advantage of it, you can spend as much as you want.
But that gives the lowly person a better chance
Yeah, but if the
at a certain point.
if the public fund is 100 pesos and the guy can spend 1,000, talo ka pa rin.
Will that work here?
but
that whole public fund thing.
But I always believe naman, even if you have a small budget, if your messaging is right, may pag-asa ka eh. It has happened to a lot of products. They start small, but they have some real compelling advertising, then the business grows. Nobody waits to be big before he advertises. You grow because of your advertising.
I think you've convinced me. I will hire you for my senatorial campaign. But my question is, we've been talking for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You've gotten to know a bit of me. How would you sell me, you think, in a campaign? How would you?
Oh, I think you're a fresh blood, no? And I think you might bring something.
That's what you'll bring in, fresh blood.
Yeah, but freshness in the sense that freshness, but with a lot of a lot here and a lot there. People like also freshness in the world. Again, it's a question of how do you, because for example, and my heart goes out to yung kapatiran. No, they're all nice, fresh guys, no? Di ba? Yung kapatiran. But what's their message?
So you just can't be fresh. You have to have a message.
Yeah. You cannot say no. We're not politicians. We belong to this group. Duh, politicians are not bad because in every city, the people look up to the politicians, for their care. And you say, I'm not like them. Oh, patay. You're not like them. You're not going to help us, So, doon ako na why we label politicians as bad? But all over the world.
But isn't that here, parang automatic nga. I have a negative view of politicians.
Precisely.
I mean, it's because
I
because
know.
there's reason. There's reason.
But globally, politicians really get a bad rap,
That's right.
Unlike priests. But even they're getting a bad rap now. Because of the way they're communicating, I guess. Mali din eh.
True. Isn't that? Let's talk about that. I mean, you're advertising. The message that the church is sending, how do you see it?
My God, they're authoritarian people, Nobody likes to be ordered and say, you'll go to hell if you don't follow me. Sure, you're scaring me. So is that how you want me to be a good Catholic? Scare me?
So if they hire you as a strategist, how would you fix their message? Tell us.
I don't know. That's an interesting thing, But you gotta be more dynamic. I'm saying, I always believe it's better to seduce than to rape. Okay, seduction is more fun, and
it takes a while. It takes a while.
Yeah,
it's more costly, probably.
Sure, but
yeah.
that's the way to do it. Seduce people and not hit them with the hammer.
Right.
And the church is hitting us with the hammer. If you don't agree with our position on RH bill, we will not give you communion. If you don't agree, you'll go to hell.
I think that's a worldwide thing, and I think that in fact that message, in fact that's why a lot of Catholics are moving away. I mean, isn't that true?
That's one, but look, for example, my favorite parish, and it's not a parish even. My favorite advocacy, si Father Rocky, Tuloy Don Bosco. You listen to his homilies because it's addressed to the runaway kids or the street children. You see this homily, it makes sense. So you go there and you come out feeling better. See, the homily, to me, I always tell my friends who are in religious or priests, the homily is a 10-minute commercial. Okay?
Go ahead.
What do you do during the 10 minutes? You look around. People are sleeping. They're not looking. But if there's a good priest who gives you a good homily, they really listen to you, and somehow they nod. And when they go out, you've given them some points to ponder rather than talking, but nobody's listening. It's very much like the state of politics or television, whatever. The equivalent of the homily. That's why your 30 seconds is equivalent to 10-minute homily. So you have a 30-second homily. Better be good, kid.
Mr. Greg Garcia, thank you very much for joining
my pleasure.
us. Thank you.
My pleasure.